Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Conventicle, bringing you guys some more 2007 old school RuneScape. And for this video, I'm going to be going over the new poll that has been released, and also some updates that I think need to be made to the game. So first of all, as you guys know, I haven't gotten the chance to make a guide on these new bosses that were released, and there's a couple reasons for this. First of all, I haven't been able to play a lot lately, and second of all, nobody really even wants to go bossing with me because the bosses really aren't worth killing, and this is because you can get PK'd there, and also the loot isn't too much. Like, the highest loot you can get from these bosses is 7 mil from, I believe, one of the odium wards, and also the dragon pickaxe, but that's pretty much it for loot. And then another thing is that these bosses can hit really high. Like, Callisto can hit 60s on you, and all these kind of bosses have like 3 different attacks. And when you compare these bosses to something like God Wars Dungeon, it is evident that God Wars Dungeon is definitely easier and you make more money from it. So that is the reason why nobody wants to go to these bosses. So first of all, let's discuss what they can do in order to fix this update that they've worked hard on, because nobody's really going to these bosses. First of all, as you can see right here in the gameplay, I'm killing the Scorpion, and this one drops the Odium Shard 3 for the Odium Ward, which is one of the new ranged shields that was released. And I feel like the problem with this boss is that I have to freeze it all the time, and then if I use Ice Barrage and it's already frozen, it doesn't stock up on it, whatever you want to call it. Like, it doesn't replace the freeze that the Scorpion already has on it. And this is a problem because I'm constantly having to switch prayers and run, and then I get 3 hits on it, and then the healer comes and then it heals more than those 3 hits, and then I have to start killing it again, and it takes a long time, and also it's very costly because you're using magic attacks in order to kill this boss. So I think the best thing you could do for this Scorpion boss is to make it so these ice barrages that I'm using stack on top of each other. And another problem that this update has is with the bosses such as Callisto and Vedion, which is the roaming bear and the skeletal champion. They can hit like 60s on you and 30s pretty constantly, and none of these attacks are like range, mage, or melee. They're just their own type of attack, so there's no way to add protection against these attacks, and they can put like 2 on you in a row and then you're dead, like, no matter who you are, because you can't get hit like 250s and then survive unless you're lucky enough to eat a couple sharks or whatever. So also, these bosses are located in multi-combat areas, so there are a lot of PvP teams that go to kill PvMers who are trying to kill these bosses. So I think I have came up with a couple of solutions to this problem, and the first one is to lower the amount of multi-combat area around these bosses. Of course, you're going to need multi-combat areas in order to actually attack these bosses with your PvM team, but by the time a PvP team comes in there, they're going to probably teleblock you and barrage you instantly, and plus you're already going to be in like 40 wilderness, so you don't really have much of a chance of escaping. So it would be nice if, like, maybe there's a 30 block radius around these bosses that is multi-combat, and then the rest is just single combat, so you can actually escape if a PvP team comes and they aren't able to kill you fast enough. I think that's pretty fair. And another thing I mentioned is the fact that these bosses hit so high, and a solution for this would be the more people you have within the radius of the boss, or proximity, whatever you want to call it, the higher it will hit. And this is pretty fair because, like, if there's only one person trying to kill this boss, then the max should be a 30, because you can't survive by getting hit twice in a row by a 60. And then if another person comes and you're doing the boss, then the highest hit it can hit is a 35. And then if there's 3 people, a 40. And it just keeps going up by 5s if there are more people, or even higher intervals if you so care. So if a PvP team comes in, then there's going to be a good amount of people, and he's going to be able to max a 60 on some of the people who are in the proximity. So that way it doesn't ruin the PvP aspect. Now let's move on to the second topic for this video, which is the new poll that was recently released. The first question is, which of these updates is your first priority? And there's 3 of these questions, you know, what's your second priority and what's your third priority? And let me just go through the list here. A clan wars system designed to not have a negative impact on the wilderness activity. A PvP activity using the old bounty hunter mechanic designed not to have a negative impact on the wilderness activity. A solution to the trading issues, achievement diaries for many areas of Guy Lenore. Bank tabs, clue scroll expansion featuring new rewards, clues, and puzzles, introducing a new skill, small quality of life updates, the remaining content from the game archive, including the path of, I don't want to pronounce that word, quest, and I don't care about quests whatsoever, so let's just skip that one. And the last one, an Uber quest, which I also don't care about because I do not do fucking quests. So let's discuss my top 3 priorities. The first one is a solution to the trading issues. As you guys know, I've made my own video about why I think the Grand Exchange should be added into the game, and I'm sure many of you guys have seen that, but if you haven't already, then go check it out, because a lot of people think that, oh, I like having player-to-player activity, you know, and peer-to-peer trading. You're not trading to people, you're trading to fucking bots and merchers who just sit there all day using bots in order to get money, and you're the one getting all those drops, and they're basically just leeching off of you. So I don't find that to be peer-to-peer trading. I would much prefer the Grand Exchange, and a lot of people say, well, if there's the Grand Exchange, then people are going to be able to merch even easier, and that is not true, because if you add the Grand Exchange in the game, then anybody's going to be able to merch, not just people with bots, which even if merching was more of a problem, I wouldn't have a problem with it, because at least it's not being controlled by the people who only the people who are able to have bots. So I really don't even consider that an issue in this Grand Exchange ordeal, but even if they find another way to fix this trading issue, that would be great. Even if it's just a fixed or varied version of the Grand Exchange, that would be great. So I think that is my number 1 priority, because I'm sick of having to go bossing all the time, and then I have to sell everything at like 100k lower than it's supposed to be sold at. So the next one that I would prefer is small quality of life updates. I would have chosen bank tabs, but to be honest, I kind of find that to be a small quality of life updates, so pretty much either one would be my second priority, but I'm just gonna go with small quality of life updates, because to be honest, bank tabs isn't too important to me, and it doesn't seem like a big update. And there are some things that I mentioned in the first half of this video that is pretty much a small quality of life updates, just to patch some new updates that were released. And the third priority, I would say, is a clan war system, just because I think it would be fun, and I don't care about quests or doing clue scrolls really. So those are my top 3 priorities. And let's get into the next question here. We have, should the Kraken boss and the Cave Kraken drop the Kraken Tentacle as described in the new Slayer Drops developer blog? So basically, they want to add a Kraken boss and a new Smoke Devil boss, along with Smoke Devils themselves. And I'm in favor of them adding these bosses, because as you guys know, I do bossing quite often. And this will enable the Kraken boss and the regular Cave Kraken to be able to drop the Kraken Tentacle. And what this is something you attach to your Abyssal Whip, and it will enhance the stats on it. So I am pretty much in favor of this. And one good thing about this is you can't just use it forever. It eventually goes away or wears off after, I believe, like 1,000 hits or 10,000 hits. So I think that's pretty fair. So I'm going to vote yes on that. And the next one is that, should this Abyssal Tentacle have an attack style for training strength? So that is what it will be known as after you add the Kraken Tentacle to the Abyssal Whip. And I am not in favor of this, because I am almost 99 strength. I believe I'm like 500k off, and that would really suck if they added this into the game, and then it's a really easy way of training strength. So first of all, for myself, I want to vote no for this, but also strength has always been something that you need like a weird weapon to train with, like the Ceradoman sword or God sword or something like that. So I don't think strength should be that easy to train, because it is really the most important attack style to train in general. So I'm gonna vote no for this one. The next one is, should the Smoke Devil boss drop the Smoke Battlestaff? And I'm in favor of this. I'm probably never even going to use the Smoke Battlestaff anyways, but I think it's just like a small quality of life update, I guess. And the next thing is, should the Smoke Devil and the Smoke Devil boss drop this occult necklace as described in the new Slayer Drops developer blog? And basically what this is a necklace that enhances your mage stats, and it will be the #1 necklace for enhancing your mage stats. So I'm in favor of this too. There's not many items out there that even increase your mage attack, so I think this is pretty awesome. You know, I am all in favor of adding new items into this game. So those are my opinions on the polls. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a thumbs up, and I will see you guys later in my next video if you are subscribed. Peace.